everyone, today I'm going to be doing the library tag. It was created by BookBuds and I was tagged by a couple people, but I don't remember who it was, so I'm really sorry about that. I will have a list of all the questions down below. I also had to write them down so that I could remember them, so I'm going to be reading off of my little notebook quite a bit. So the first question is, how often do you go to the library? So I go to the library a lot less now since I'm trying really hard to focus on my physical TBR books or the books that I have physically on my shelves. But I do probably go at least twice a month, sometimes just to see what they have in stock and other times just to kind of chill. I really enjoy being at the library in general, and so sometimes I just bring my own books and I sit in the library and read. The next question is, do you belong to more than one library system? Yes, I do. So the city I live in and the city right next to me actually has this program where if you are a part of one library, you can get a card for the other library even though you don't live in that city. So I have a card that has a sticker on it that lets me use it at both libraries. And with this, I can also use both libraries in my Libby app, which I highly recommend. I love Libby. The next question is, what percent of the books you read come from the library? Like I said, I've been trying to cut down a lot on reading books from the library that I don't already physically own. And so I would probably say like maybe 10 to 15% of the books I read are from my library, but mostly I am focusing on the books I physically own. So the next question is, do you listen to audiobooks or get ebooks from the library, or are you hooked on Audible, Amazon, or something else? So I use the Libby app, which is connected to our local libraries. I do listen to a lot of audiobooks from there. I do immersion reading, which is when you listen to an audiobook and have the physical book with you at the same time. So you're like reading and listening to the book. I don't really read ebooks because they tend to give me migraines, unfortunately. And I only recently had a friend who said that I could use their Audible account. And again, I only use it to read books that I already own, like to listen to books that I already own, but I really dislike Audible and Amazon in general. Next is, did you go to Storytime at the library as a kid? I feel like I did go to Storytime as a kid. I don't really have any memory of that, but we did go to the library quite often. It was a weekly thing. Our library was walking distance from our home, and so we would walk to the library and we would spend probably a couple hours there and then pick up books. And we each got to pick up as many books as we were old. And so like when I was 6, I got 6 books. When I was 8, I got 8 books. And then we would get to bring them home and we pretty much read all day. And then throughout the week, we would continue to read the books that we got, and then we would bring them all back within a week because we usually read through them that quickly. But as for story time, I feel like we did, but I don't have any like solid memories of that. Have you ever borrowed a movie or video game from your library? Movies, yes. Video games, no. I like that you can check out movies for free, and they usually have a pretty good selection, especially because, again, I have 2 libraries that I can go to look for movies. But I don't watch a whole lot of movies or TV series anymore, so that hasn't happened in a while. The next question is, have you ever gotten fined for returning books late? If so, how do you feel about that? I have, and I've even gotten fined for losing a book. I still have no idea where that book went, but I actually don't mind. I love to support my local library, and so if paying a fine for having a book late supports the library, I don't really care. Do you attend special events, groups, or book sales at the library? I do attend special events and book sales at my library. My library does seasonal book sales, and so I try to go to like 2 of those. Again, I'm trying to avoid them lately because I'm really trying to cut down on my physical TBR. And they do some really awesome author signing events, and I have been to 2 of those so far, and I hope to go to more in the future because that I think is just really awesome. But yeah, just being able to meet authors and get their books and stuff, that has been really fun. Groups, I've wanted to join some groups, but I'm very shy, and so I haven't yet. Have you ever given or taken a book from a little free library, a book box, or a book swap? So I have quite a few little free libraries in my area, in the city I live in and the city that's next to me. So I'm very lucky with that. I do a lot of unhauling to those little libraries, and I do pick up books as well because sometimes they have some that I've been like waiting for. Again, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to fill the ones that are more empty with my stuff and not take anything out of them. I don't know what a book box is. And book swap, I actually, for my manga, because I'm also a manga reader, we have a group that has been doing manga swaps. So we'll list the manga that we're planning on unhauling, and if somebody sees a series that they want, we'll basically send it to them. And then when they have something we want, they'll send it to us. And that's been really cool because it saves us a lot of money and a lot of time with not having to like list things online and wait for them to sell and all that different kind of stuff. And you know that it's going to somebody who's going to love it. Bonus, does your librarian know your name? No, none of my librarians or the people who work at my library know my name. We have the like do-it-yourself scanning areas. And again, I'm really shy, and so I'll just take my library card and my books and I'll go to one of the machines and I'll do it myself and I'll leave. I think it would be cool to know my librarian, but like I said, I'm too awkward and shy to like actually go and talk to them unless I need help finding a book that I can't find, which usually I can find it myself. So, and now to tag some friends. So I honestly don't know who hasn't already done this tag. So I'm going to look at some channels and I will tag people in the comments if I see that you guys haven't already done them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. Maybe 10 to 15? 15? Have you ever given or taken a book from a free? Have you ever given or taken a book from a free? Why do I keep saying free first? My library does seasonal book sales.